Semion Mogilevich is in the shadows of global crime as the mastermind behind a criminal empire that spans continents. Contract killings, drug trafficking, extortion, money laundering, prostitution rings, weapons deals, tax fraud, stock manipulation, and massive banking schemes, and what have you. His resume reads like a complete catalog of organized crime. They call him the Brainy Don, and for good reason. This Ukrainian-born criminal genius, now 75 years old, controls a network so vast that almost no one on Earth was beyond his reach. The FBI once named him among the world's 10 most wanted fugitives, yet today he walks free. This is the story of the man they call the boss of bosses. Mogilevich was born in 1946 in Kiev, Ukraine, to a Jewish family during the harsh post-war Soviet era. Young Semion showed remarkable intelligence from an early age. While most criminals build their empire through brute force, he had a different approach. He earned a bachelor's degree in economics in 1968, a qualification that would later make him far more dangerous than any street thug. The Soviet Union of the 1970s was a place of strict rules and limited freedoms. For Mogilevich, these restrictions presented opportunities. He spotted a gap in the market. Many Soviet Jews wanted to leave the country but struggled to sell their assets quickly before emigration. Mogilevich offered a solution. He would sell their properties at fair market value and forward the money to them once they settled abroad. It was the perfect crime. These desperate emigrants trusted him, signed contracts, and he just kept the money. This was his first serious step into the crime. The young criminal soon expanded into currency trading, which was strictly forbidden in the Soviet Union. His economic background gave him an edge in this risky business. In 1974, authorities caught up with him on currency trading charges, and by 1977 he faced fraud charges as well. But prison only helped his network in the underworld. Upon his release, he joined the Solntsevskaya Bratva, one of the most feared criminal syndicates in the Soviet Union. His education and knowledge of money made him perfect for the role they needed most. A money launderer who could clean dirty cash. His methods were both brilliant and thorough. To keep the cash flowing between countries, he created over 100 front companies and opened bank accounts in 27 different nations. Each transaction was carefully designed to hide the true origin of the money. This wasn't just another gangster washing cash through a few local businesses. This was international finance crime on a scale rarely seen before. By the late 1980s, he had become an essential member of the Solntsevskaya Bratva, working closely with its chairman, Sergei Mikhailov. That partnership shaped organized crime across Eastern Europe for decades. The fall of the Soviet Union in 1990 created chaos across Eastern Europe. And for criminals like Mogilevich, chaos always meant opportunity. As borders opened and regulations fell, he made his move to expand globally. First stop was Israel. Mogilevich immigrated there in 1990. He took advantage of Israel's law of return, which grants citizenship to Jews from around the world. This gave him his first non-Soviet passport and a base of operations outside Russian influence. But he didn't stop there. In 1991, he fell in love with a Hungarian woman named Katalin Pap and married her. This marriage was not all romance, it gave him access to Hungarian citizenship. Now, with multiple passports, he could travel more freely across Europe and beyond. Hungary became his new center of operations. He bought a fortified villa outside Budapest. From it, he ran both legitimate and criminal businesses. Among his most concerning purchases was a local arms factory called Army Co-op, which manufactured anti-aircraft guns. A mafia boss with his own weapons plant. I don't think there is anything as frightening as that. What made Mogilevich truly different from earlier mafia bosses was his complete lack of borders. He could strike anywhere, as proven in Philadelphia, where he managed to scam investors out of $150 million without ever setting foot in the area. His network operated across New York, Pennsylvania, Southern California, and even reached as far as New Zealand. By 1995, Mogilevich's power had grown so much that even his fellow crime bosses saw him as a threat. In May of that year, Czech authorities raided a meeting in Prague between Mogilevich and Sergei Mikhailov, the head of the Solntsevo gang. The event was supposed to be a birthday celebration for one of the deputy mafiosi, but intelligence suggested a darker purpose. Police had received information that the Solntsevo organization planned to execute Mogilevich during the celebration over a dispute involving $5 million. The raid resulted in over 200 arrests, including dozens of prostitutes working at Mogilevich's restaurant. While 30 attendees were deported from the country, Mogilevich himself was notably absent from the party. It later emerged that a high-ranking Czech police official working with the Russian mafia had warned Mogilevich about the planned hit. This incident showed the level of police corruption he could access. The Czech Interior Ministry banned him from entering the country for 10 years. Hungary declared him persona non grata, and England barred him from entering their borders, openly calling him one of the world's most dangerous men. But was all these enough to stop him from crime? Absolutely not. In 1997, he pulled off an audacious scam that targeted stock markets. Canadian media uncovered that Mogilevich, Mikhailov, and other Russian mafia figures were the hidden powers behind YBM Magnex International Inc., a company publicly traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Using his knowledge and talent for deception, he created fake documentation for the Securities and Exchange Commission. The scam worked brilliantly. YBM's stock price increased by an astonishing 2,000%. On paper, this criminal enterprise was worth $1 billion on the Toronto Stock Exchange. The House of Cards finally collapsed on May 13, 1998, when FBI agents and other government officials raided YBM's headquarters in Newtown, Pennsylvania. Overnight, the stock became worthless, but by then, Mogilevich had scammed millions from unsuspecting investors. Mogilevich's notoriety reached new heights on October 22, 2009, when he became the 494th person added to the FBI's 10 most wanted list. The charges against him in the United States included money laundering, securities fraud, mail fraud, and more. In December 2015, the FBI removed him from the list, not because he had been caught or the charges dropped, but because he had found the perfect sanctuary. According to the FBI, he no longer fit the list criteria due to his residence in Russia, a country with which the United States has no extradition agreement. Even today, Semion Mogilevich lives freely in Moscow, beyond the reach of international law enforcement. Reports suggest he has a close relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin and has been advised not to leave Russia for his own safety. What makes Mogilevich different from infamous American gangsters like Al Capone, Frank Costello, or Carlo Gambino is not only the scale of his operations but their sophistication. While those iconic figures built criminal empires within the borders of the United States, Mogilevich created a truly global network. A 1998 FBI report identified him as the leader of an organization with around 250 members. This group dealt in arms sales, nuclear material trafficking, prostitution, drug distribution, oil deals, and money laundering. Few criminal organizations in history have operated across so many different criminal markets simultaneously. His financial genius allowed him to blur the lines between legitimate business and criminal enterprise. Many of his companies operated as normal businesses for years before authorities understood their true purpose. By then, the money had often been moved, laundered, and reinvested elsewhere. As we end our look at the life and crimes of the boss of bosses, we're left with a troubling question. How many more Semion Mogilevichs are out there operating in the shadows of our global financial system? And what will it take to stop them? Thank you for watching this episode. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, please hit the like button, share with friends who enjoy true crime stories, and subscribe to our channel for more content about the world's most notorious criminals.